Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Robert.
Well, like I said earlier to you, is that you have to learn how to use debt and taxes. And the whole world, the Treasury and the Fed, gears it to people who can take on massive amounts of debt. And for that, they'll give you massive tax breaks. Because taxes are really a stimulus package. They reward business owners and they reward investors and they punish employees and small business owners.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel sorry right now for the doctors because they're going to pay about 75% of their income in taxes now.
We've done a lot of shows on that recently. Yeah. Very good point. All right, we got Ted and Mount. Was there anything else you want to say about that before we go to the next caller?
Yeah, it's tax-free money.
Okay, all right. Teddy, Mount Washington, you're on with Robert Kiyosaki.
Hey, what's up, Ron?
How you doing, bro?
Robert?
Good to hear your voice.
Hey, real quick, I'm not going to stay on the phone long. Hey, Mr. Robert, you said one time, what are the 4 things that can make you poor in this country?
What's that?
What are the 4 things that can make you poor in this country? I remember when you said that during the interview.
Well, that's a very good question, because the 4 things that make people poor make the rich richer.
Right.
So it's my whole shtick has never changed. Taxes make me rich. Debt makes me rich. Inflation makes me rich, because inflation, I get rich simply because the more money the Fed or the World Bank or the IMF prints, the more prices of oil and gold go up. Now, they can come down also, but for now, I'm doing pretty good. And the other thing that makes people poor are these 401k retirement plans, but they make me rich simply because I just bought 5 golf courses about 4 months ago, and the pension plans gave me the money for it. God bless them.
Wow,
so the very things that make people poor, taxes, debt, inflation, and retirement, makes the rich rich.
Wow. And real quick, my last question. A lot of people are criticizing the way your plan is. They say it depends too much on debt.
Yeah, well, they're stupid. That's why. Look at it. The more debt you have, the richer you are. But if you don't know how to use debt, you're wiped out. That's why those guys who were flipping real estate, they got crushed.
Wow.
So, and the average person uses bad debt. You've really got to know how to use good debt. And good debt will make you rich. On top of that is tax-free money, and I get a tax break for it. And then my tenant pays for all my debt. What a wonderful world we live in.
Robert, do us all a favor. The difference between good debt and bad debt is in your parlance.
Well, if I buy a car and I have to pay for it,
bad debt.
That's bad debt on loans, and I have that. And my house is bad debt. I have 2 personal residences, one in Arizona and one in Hawaii.
Houses are no longer a good investment. I'm not sure they ever were, but yeah.
Never were.
Yep.
But I own apartment houses, and they make me rich. I drill for oil, and as soon as I strike oil, I borrow my money out, and the oil production pays off my debt. So, good debt is debt that somebody else pays for you.
Yep. All right.
So I have a sailboat, and the charter company pays off my debts. I own the boat.
Do you lease your car, or do you buy your car?
No, I buy cars.
Okay. Anything else, Teddy?
Hey, no, I owe you one, Ron.
All right, babe. Thanks. No
Thanks
problem. Good hearing from you. Ted on Mount Washington. All right, let me give a couple numbers here. If you want to call and talk to Robert Kiyosaki, you can do that at 412-333-1360, pound 1360. That's a free call. If you are a Verizon customer, you can also tune in on the TAE listen line. A lot of people are doing that today, 724-898-9669, 724-898-9669. And lastly, you can drop us an email at taeradio.com. Oh, and also I should mention you can reach us on TalkShoe, Dave Nelson's invention, talkshoe.com. Simply go there and you can type your question. I will scrape that screen in 1 second. If I can depend on my good friend Linda for another question. We've got a caller. We'll take that caller. Lynn, if you could keep that question short, please. Go ahead.
You got it. Robert, one thing I love about network marketing is leveraging. Can you address that for our audience about the advantage of leveraging through network marketing?
Right. Well, there's 3 basic forms of leverage: people, debt, and taxes. And the more people you have working for you is the highest form of leverage. And then if you have a lot of people working for you, you can get a lot of debt. And if you have a lot of debt, you pay less taxes. It's so opposite what they teach you in school. So the most important thing that network marketing teaches you is leadership, is how do you actually lead people. It's like herding cats, especially today. If you get that skill, it's such great leverage.
Okay, thank you, Linda. Switching over to TalkShoe, guest 45 writes, what about the fact that when you're in an MLM, you may make money, but you produce nothing? What's the reaction? What's your reaction to that, Robert?
That's to me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Where's that question come from?
That's on my screen.
Oh, well, what you're doing is you're training. For you to be successful in MLM, you have to train other people to be successful. So training people to be successful is the highest. That's what our country needs right now, is we need more entrepreneurs.
Yep.
All of this stuff that Obama says we're going to create more jobs,
yep.
Well, you have government jobs, and then all that does is create higher taxes and more inflation.
Yep.
We need more entrepreneurs, and MLM companies are creating entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I was at a
most important thing you can do today.
Yeah, Saturday night I met our band was playing, and there was a 90-year-old man in the audience, and veteran of World War II, and he said just that. I said, if you looking back on your 90 years, what's wrong with this country? He said we need to produce more entrepreneurs. Let's go to Melinda in Pittsburgh. Here in Pittsburgh, wants to talk about network marketing. Go ahead, Melinda.
Hi, I've tried network marketing in the past with 2 prior companies, and I'm intrigued to hear what you're both saying about network marketing. And interestingly enough, I have a meeting tomorrow morning with someone who wants to, give me their pitch on the company that they're working with. So 2 questions. Do you have any particular suggestions as to the best approach to take? Obviously, learn how to sell, as you both have said. And secondly, are you able to name any companies that you might recommend or might recommend that I steer clear from? I don't know if you're able to say that on the air.
For me personally, I don't recommend or debase any other company. I'll just give you my own personal experience. For me to become an entrepreneur, I'm still in process. I'm still learning. And what that's called is a law of compensation. The law of compensation is much like the law of reciprocity. The more you give, the more you receive. Well, the law of compensation is you have to put in your time before your returns come back. That's like if I wanted to be a pro golfer, if I started today, it would be the most horrifying. I'd put a lot of time and effort in, and I couldn't even hit the ball. But if I stay with it for 5 years, and I actually take lessons and practice and have a coach, in 5 years, I'd be a pretty good golfer. But the thing is, most people do not want to go through that horrible, horrible first 2 years of playing golf, and they don't want to do the same thing when it comes to network marketing or entrepreneurship.
Yep.
So the longer I stay I'm still a student entrepreneur. I don't hold myself, I look at those guys at Google or Branson or Trump. I'm just a kid yet. So I've still got a lot to learn, and that's how I look at it. Entrepreneurship's a learning process. And I'm never going to be I'm never there. I'm just still going there, though.
And if I can add to that real quick, I know we have to go to break. Melinda, the one thing you'll learn about network marketing, you choose a company that you love, what they have to offer, and we can talk off air on that. But the one thing that is brilliant with network marketing, the culture actually breeds systems. They actually tap you into systems. Like when you buy a franchise, they're going to tap you into a system. If you bought a McDonald's, they're going to teach you how to flip a hamburger. In network marketing, there are systems in place, and your support system and the people around you are actually teaching you what you need to know. And you're not in business by yourself at all. You're actually trained by the people that are in succeeding with you. So
they want you to win.
They want you to win. Yeah. If you win, I win, Melinda.
Yep. Melinda, I got to cut you loose, but thank you for a wonderful call. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
We've got 12 minutes left in the show. I need a 2-minute break. Robert, can you hang 2 minutes, and then we'll finish up? All right. Robert Kiyosaki is my guest. Next will be Mark from California. Stay with us, folks. You're listening to American Entrepreneur on AM 1360 WMNY. Geez, I didn't know that show was Monday here. I thought it was Saturday. I've been telling everybody tune us in on Saturday for the... All right, we're back. We've got about 6 minutes to go. A lot of people on TalkShoe, Robert, want your take on China. I've also got 2 callers, so if you could keep that to a minute or so, please. Robert, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want, before I end, to say this is a great program. I mean,
Thank you.
I'm really impressed with it.
Thank you very much. Well, we've been doing it for 11 years, and we've got about 30,000 entrepreneurs that listen regularly. And if anybody's creating entrepreneurs, Robert, it's us.
Congratulations. That's what we need the most.
Thank you.
And for the entrepreneurs,
you could link us to your website permanently. That would help me a lot.
You have to hang out with entrepreneurs if you're going to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true. So China, Robert, what do you think? A lot of people on TalkShoe want to know what's his take on China. I don't know what they mean by that, but I think I know.